Good day. I'm recording this on February 17th, though we are doing February 12th's message. Finally starting to get almost caught up. I'll be caught up by the end of the week. But today we're going to start in we're going to do John 11:53 through 57, and Proverbs 12. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin John 11, start verse 53. So from that day on, they plotted to kill him. 54. As a result, Jesus no longer went publicly among the Jews, but withdrew to a town called Ephraim, in an area near the wilderness, and stayed there with the disciples. 55. Now the Jewish Passover was near, and many people went up from the country to Jerusalem to purify themselves before the Passover. 56. They kept looking for Jesus and asking one another, as they stood in the temple courts, "What do you think? Will he come to the feast at all?" 57. But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who knew where he was must report it, so that they could arrest him. So the arrest warrant order was already out for Jesus. 53. So from that day on, they plotted to kill him. That should be really therefore from that day on. They plotted to kill him. Would raise Lazarus, and the people were all talking about it. It was an informally pronounced death sentence. But they're going, but how? 54. As a result, Jesus no longer went about publicly among the Jews, but he withdrew to a town called Ephraim in an area near the wilderness, and he stayed there with the disciples. The decree for his arrest was openly published. They're not sure where Ephraim is, but that's where he stayed. The town called Ephraim, not the tribe. 55. Now the Jewish Passover was near, and many people went up from the country to Jerusalem to purify themselves before the Passover. There's no directive to purify themselves before the Passover, but you can't go to the Passover if you're ceremonially unclean. So that's what they're doing again, ceremonially clean. 56. They kept looking for Jesus and asking one another as they stood in the temple courts, "What do you think? Will he come to the feast at all?" They were all whispering, going, "What's going on?" Because, they're going to arrest him. It's just a big buzz. 57. But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who knew where he was must report it, so that they could arrest him. These Sadducees were leading this thing, because they were the chief priests, the Sadducees. The Pharisees were, I won't say lesser priests, but more like the under priests, but they were still powerful. Proverbs 12. Whoso loveth knowledge loveth correction, but he that is brutish hateth reproof. Brutish meaning acting like an animal. Don't like to be corrected. 2. A good man shall obtain favor of Yahweh, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. God rewards obedience and punishes evil. 3. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall never be moved. 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she does do shamefully as rottenness to his bones. 5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. 6. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. 7. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. Wicked will be overthrown. The righteous will prosper. 8. A man shall be commended according to his intelligence, but he that has distorted understanding shall be despised. Yes, you're only responsible for what you can know. But if you distort it or twist it, then you'll be despised. 9. Better is he that is lightly esteemed and has a servant, than he that playeth a man of rank and lacketh bread. 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You're supposed to take care of your animals. 11. He that tilleth his ground shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain things is void of understanding. Get rich quick schemes are really get poor quick schemes. 12. The wicked desireth the prey of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. 13. In the transgression of the lips there is a snare to the evil man, but the righteous come out of trouble. 14. A man shall be satisfied with good of his own mouth fruit, but with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the doings of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him. You get what's coming to you. 15. The way of a fool is straight in his own eyes, but he that is wise hearkeneth unto counsel. Yeah, a fool thinks he's doing all right. He's not. 16. A fool's vexation is presently known, but a prudent man concealeth shame. 17. He that breatheth forth truth uttereth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. 18. There's that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. 19. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. 20. Deceit is in the heart of them that devise evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. 21. There shall be no mischief befall the righteous, but the wicked are filled with evil. God takes care of his own. 22. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahweh, and they that deal truly are his delight. God hates lies. 23. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of the fools proclaimeth foolishness. Don't say all you know all the time. 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. 25. Care in the heart of a man boweth it down, the good word maketh it glad. 26. The righteous is guided by his friend, but the way of the wicked leadeth him astray. 27. The slothful man shall not hunt his prey, but the precious substance of a man is to be diligent. If you can work and won't, you will not eat. You have to go out and work. 28. In the way of righteousness is life, and the pathway thereof there is no death. When you are righteous, that is, have right standing before God, that means you have God's righteousness, not your own, but God's righteousness. Then you are in the path of life. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. And if you need to contact me, or if you want to leave a message or something, you can reach me through 810-242-2997. It's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you want. Another posting on No Other Gospel tomorrow, possibly the next day. But yes, it's coming. It's going to be on Black Christian nationalists. I hope you may be richly blessed. And remember, God loves you, and so do I.